I've actually been losing weight. I got a trainer now, and this was before all the injuries happened. So I'm thinking, okay, but they signed Will Venable out of nowhere. Maybe they'll tap me and then pay me a ton of money, and then they just DFA me, and I could be like Kyle Crawford. Coming to you pre-tape from the Best Coast Show studios. This is the Best Coast Show. I'm your host, Albert Aguilera. That's my producer, Curtis Sage. Curtis, we're going to be doing a Dodger episode this week. I mean, we were already going to do a Dodger episode this week, but we're doing one now especially because of the listener mail that we got. Some people weren't too happy that we did a UFC episode last week, and I think you have the soundbite.
I do.
Play the soundbite for the people.
Dude, no one likes UFC. Stop doing UFC shows. I hate it. It's a waste of my time. I have to skip forward. Stop doing UFC shows. I don't care. Do baseball. Ugh. Or the Rams. Or the Lakers. Or the Kings. Or do the fucking Angels. I don't care about UFC. Who cares? No one cares. Ugh. Bah.
So that was listener Jeffrey in San Francisco. He's not even a Dodger fan.
I'd imagine he's a Giants fan.
He's a big Giants fan, and he still listens to our show. That's a testament, maybe, to what we're doing. I don't know.
I guess we're doing something right, except for UFC stuff.
Exactly.
But people like the UFC episodes, except for Jeffrey.
Yeah, we're gonna fans will still do some UFC episodes, but today's a Dodger episode.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, well, no, we're not gonna. We love all of our fans. We're gonna have a Dodgers episode. Dodgers are 34-32 second in the West, 6 games behind the Giants. Urias is getting better. His last couple outings were shaky, but then against the Giants, he looked good through 6. Kershaw's Kershaw. He's just amazing. We're going to talk about him. How about Corey Seager? Could he be Rookie of the Year? I think there's a short list, and he's on it. And then are we contenders or pretenders? And then we also have to talk about some signings, and we've got a few Dodger notes to talk about. So let's get started.
All right, guys. So my phone buzzed yesterday, and it said, "Hey, Dodger signed Will Venable," and I was like, "What the fuck? When did this happen?"
Okay, let's rewind back, because a year ago I was asking, why are we signing Chase Utley? Like,
you didn't want Chase Utley.
We didn't need an overpaid old dude coming onto our team, and I didn't want him. And boy, that was a mistake. So I'm going to say the same thing this time, Dodger fans. Why the fuck do we need Will Venable?
Hopefully, Will Venable turns into like the Chase Utley again.
Yeah, so maybe I'll be eating my words in October, because Will Venable will be the savior of our team. But this is a weird one. We DFA Crawford, and then we get Venable. I get it. He's a lefty. He played with Dave Roberts in San Diego.
But we don't need another guy that's hitting 220.
We got a bunch of guys hitting 220, 230, and here's another dude who strikes out a lot. But Will Venable strikes out a ton.
So at least he won't hit you into double plays?
Maybe no double plays.
But guys, I mean, don't include the pitcher in the conversation. But you look at Yasmani Grandal; he's hitting a $180. Why is he still playing every day? I have no idea. And then you have Turner, who's finally turning it around. He's scoring the ball up a little better, but he's hitting the 230 range. When Puig's in the lineup, he's also 230, but he's on the DL right now. He's in Rancho Cucamonga, I believe, and apparently he had a good rehab game. Whatever.
Apparently,
I mean. Van Slyke is finally back. Howie Kendrick, our infielder who's playing in the outfield, is also hitting under 230. Jock is hitting 230, but he does have 11 home runs now. His defense makes up for it. He just strikes out a lot, and he's still young, and he's not getting paid shit, so it's okay. But we have 4 guys in the everyday lineup that are hitting under 230. That's not going to help us. And a lot of people like to give shit. We talked about this on our last Dodger show. A lot of people like to give shit to the starting rotation that is depleted again, that it just sucks, and our bullpen sucks, but the bullpen's woes are like amplified because we're not scoring at all.
I mean, if we're scoring some runs, I mean, we're scoring 2 and 3 runs a game. We've lost a bunch of 1-run games recently. The Giants series was a good series. I mean, the Dodgers they didn't play horribly in that series. The pitching actually kept them in that series. If our pitching wasn't good, we would have been killed by the Giants. Can someone remind me why we didn't sign Johnny Cueto? Can we just rewind back to that again?
Last year during the trade deadline, I didn't want to go after Cueto because Cueto was already.
I know you didn't.
He was already like, oh, my elbow, and it's like, did we really want to sign a dude for 4, 5, 6 years who was gonna go and get Tommy John? Because we already did that. We did it with what guy? I can't remember his name right now. God damn it, what's his name?
Kazmir?
No, not
Wood?
Kazmir, not Wood. The other one. He got Tommy
Anderson.
John.
Brett Anderson.
No, Brett Anderson has a back problem. All of our pitchers are hurt. Fucking, God damn it, I forgot his name. He's hilarious on Twitter.
McCarthy.
Yes, Brandon McCarthy.
Yeah.
So did we need, a guy that went down with Tommy John and possibly signing Cueto, who already had elbow problems in the offseason, only owe him $120 million? I didn't like that idea.
Again, remind me, though, this Dodger organization has a lot of money, and we wouldn't have
And they spent a ton of it. They spent a ton of it their first year. Now they're kind of like, okay, let's start trying to rebuild this and rebuild that. I mean, our payroll for the year is $245 million.
Okay.
130 of it is on the active roster. 60 million of it is currently on the DL, and 45 million of it is being paid to players to go play somewhere else or not at all, like Carl Crawford.
That's my favorite money right there. The money that goes
We have to figure out a way to do that. How can we get on the Dodger payroll? It's like, hey, guys, if you don't like our show, let us know. We'll stop doing it. If you want to give us millions of dollars to go away, it'd be
That's
fantastic.
kind of what's happening. Yeah.
But right now, Maeda went down yesterday. He got hit in the knee. For whatever reason, we keep pitching to Goldschmidt, and if he's not hitting it out, he's like just hurting the Dodgers all the time, whether it be on the field or on the field because he's hurting our players. And if they need a spot starter, I'm down to go in there and just give me some money, give me a boatload of money, and then DFA me after the start.
Well, Maeda's he got hit hard in his shin.
He got hit in the knee. And he was walking gingerly. No, it was right above the knee. Yeah. So he gets hit in the knee, he gets pulled out of the game, and he's walking gingerly. Oh, yeah. They did x-rays, they were negative.
Good.
And then after the game, Dave Roberts said that he will make his next start. He just got hit like on a nerve, and that it was getting better as the night progressed.
Yeah, I mean, we need Maeda. He's right now ranked 16th in baseball in pitching sortable stats. I mean, obviously Kershaw's ranked 1, but Maeda is our number 2, and he's ranked 16th. Again, I'm going to bring it up. Johnny Cueto's ranked 7th.
I don't care about Johnny Cueto.
Pissed.
I hate his hair, too.
I don't care. I hate him now that he's on the Giants.
You know it would be terrible, too? Because if he were doing this well for the Dodgers, everyone would have the stupid hair at the game.
There'd be the hair
What
things.
I want to see...
The hat with the hair.
I want to see a bunch of people with the Chase Utley Silver Fox hair.
Ooh.
That would be cool.
That would be good.
So, guys, if you go to the Dodger game, stop by at, like, the CVS or whatever just before and get that Just for Men and just kind of, like, put it into your hair so you have the salt and pepper hair.
We should make
You have salt and pepper hair.
Got that going. We should make the Silver Fox T-shirts.
Oh, we should.
Nobody's got those.
We should make Silver Fox T-shirts. I like that. It's a good idea.
What about the new haircut for Kike?
Well, he said it was going to give him the Trace effect, and
it's not going to give him
I don't think so.
You guys, against the other night, bases loaded, 1 out. Kike comes up, and we're big Kike fans.
Like
primarily,
Kike.
he's a fun clubhouse guy. I know people
rally
rip
bananas.
on him. Yeah, rally bananas, whatever. He's a bench player.
Where are you at? Where are you at? Here you go. Here you go.
Okay, he's a bench player. I don't think we expect that much.
Jelly, all right, I'll stop.
He's a bench player. I don't think people expect that much out of him. But that was the worst at bat I think I've ever seen in my life.
Was it worse? Was it worse than the at bat where Julio struck out Buster Posey, and then Buster Posey threw his bat in disgust at the fence?
No, well, I mean that was a great at bat as far as I'm concerned. I'm saying this is the worst at bat I've ever seen a player. Posey looked bad, but Kike was swinging at pitches like
he's just antsy. He's looking for something. He's not. He's like looking for something.
Not one of them was a strike. And that was a key at bat in a tie game with the bases loaded, and we need a run. And here he's swinging at pitches 9 inches, 10 inches, 12 inches off the plate. It's like, dude, I mean, come on. His swing looks terrible right now, and you just talked about all these batting averages under 230. We're just not hitting, and I don't know if are we going to get Ryan Braun or what? Is that the answer?
I would like, I saw our good friend Howard Cole over at Forbes. He posted an article this morning. You guys should check it out about possibly acquiring Lucroy and Bronny.
So then we'll have 3 catchers.
Well, no, I mean, I would imagine that the front office, being the way that they are, would trade AJ Ellis instead.
What?
There's
no way.
No, because they're all about defense. So they're saying that Yasmani Grandal, being the frame type catcher, he's adding strikes, and I understand how that's very valuable. But there's a difference between that and your catcher hitting 180.
But AJ Ellis calls a good game.
He does,
and he's Kershaw's best friend.
That's why I don't think they would get rid of him. I think when it came back to re-sign him, Clayton Kershaw was like, "Hey, listen, you're going to give me $270 million. Yeah. Why don't you give some of that to AJ?"
But LaCroix could play first base too, or we could flip LaCroix to somebody else. It could be a three-way trade. We don't need LaCroix.
Well, knowing the Dodgers and the way their front office works, this would not be straight up Brewers, Dodgers. It would be Brewers, Dodgers, Yankees. Chapman would end up on our team for some reason, and then there's going to be some international team from like Mexico that's going to get involved, and we're going to be trading with like the ham fighters from Japan.
Yes,
and somehow Carl Crawford's going to end up somewhere.
Oh, we still have a...
No. He was officially released.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we had a possibility
No. He was officially released.
But we are paying.
And then we somehow are going to eat up even more money while acquiring Braun and Luke Roy, and we're probably going to end up helping Milwaukee build a new stadium. I don't know.
Oh, okay. They don't need a new stadium. Their stadium's pretty cool.
Let's talk
about Urias. I mean, he...
Urias. Everyone on Reddit was giving a shit how we pronounce his name.
Urias.
Julio Urias. You gotta say it in Mexican. Julio Urias.
Urias.
It's
close.
No, Urias. Say it with me, Curtis. Urias. Julio Urias. You've lived in Los Angeles your entire life. You should know some Mexican.
It's really fucking tough.
Just say Julio then.
I'm saying Julio. I can say Julio.
I can say Julio.
So he's looking better. He looked good against the Giants in the first...
He's looking significantly better, guys. He's 19 years old. I mean, he starts his career off in New York, and then he goes to Chicago, then Los Angeles.
Wait, you say
then
Chicago. So I say Urias wrong, and he says Chicago.
What's wrong with Chicago?
It's Chicago.
Chicago? My coworkers from Chicago say Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah, my friend Lindsay, she says Chicago.
It's not.
And when we make fun of her, she says, "Get off my back."
Okay.
All right. She's going to tell her ma'am on us.
All right. Back on Julio.
Sorry, Lindsay.
Back on Julio.
Yes, but Julio started off his career in New York. He's with the Mets. And then you go to Chicago. And then you go, shut up. And then you go, this is my show, goddammit. I'll fire you. So he goes to Chicago.
Good. I'll make some, make some money off the firing?
That's true.
Get paid?
I'll give you a severance package.
Okay, cool.
And then he goes to Los Angeles, goes to San Francisco. Really, the only place he didn't pitch that would have been a hostile environment is in Philly. They would have thrown batteries at him.
Yeah.
But he's gotten significantly better in every start, and that's something that we noticed that when we were bringing up through our minor league system, his first 2-3 starts were not very good, and he was missing high and low. That's what he did in New York. That's what he did in Chicago. Exactly.
Jitters.
So he's missing high and low, but you look at this guy, he's got 21 strikeouts in 17 innings.
Yeah.
So his stuff is there. What's hurting him is his command. So as soon as the command gets in place, he's hitting 97 on the gun.
Yeah,
all right?
He looks good.
His curveball is good, and it's what it is. I think his mechanics and his jitters are screwing with him right now.
Yeah.
And 21 strikeouts in 17 innings. I mean, Wood was playing fantastic too until he got hurt, and he was showing us reasons as to why we traded for him. He's very Jekyll and Hyde. We talked about how he was lights out at home, but just god awful on the road. But hopefully Julio can. He's going to get shut down, okay? He's going to only pitch 100 innings this year. They're going to shut him down. But I'm hoping that over the next 3-4 starts, we're going to start seeing this phenom that we were seeing in AAA, just a few weeks ago, where every start that he was doing, he was taking it into a 6th, 7th inning with a perfect game.
So can we bring up De Leon and Cotton too? Because I want to see these young guys.
not ready yet. He's not ready yet. Remember, we had him in extended spring training, and I think that the front office is doing what the Cubs did with Chris Bryant, where they were purposely not bringing players up so that they don't activate their major league service time early, so that they can have an extra year of service at the back end.
Got it.
I mean, the front office is all about control.
I don't like that.
Because we want them to play. We want them to win.
Yeah, I want them to play.
That begs the question, like being 34 and 32, 6 games out. I know we're only 65 games in. At the trade, not at the trade deadline, at the All-Star break, if the Dodgers are 6-7 games out, what do? Are we contenders or are we pretenders? Right now, I do not think we make the playoffs. I don't think we have a shot at making the playoffs. I honestly feel that if at the All-Star break we are 7-8 games back, fire sale.
Yeah. I don't know about fire sale, but I know that we've been talking about, is this now the time to get rid of Puig? But again, we're not going to get much for Puig, and I don't know.
I think he will. He's under control for the next 5 years. He's 20, allegedly. He's like 22, 23 years old.
Yeah. Ethier comes back.
I think defensively, he is one of the best defensive outfielders in baseball. He just can't hit for shit right now. Ethier is currently at Camelback Ranch. He's doing his rehab stuff. He may be back in the next few weeks.
We got Will Venable.
But
we could trade Howie. I mean, Howie's a trade chip to an American League team.
He is. I mean, even Chase Utley is, because there's no guarantee that we bring him back. Yeah, but if you're doing a fire sale, I mean, Trace, Jock, Seager, Kershaw. That's
They're untouchable.
Untouchable. Get rid of everybody else if you have to. Eat the money where you have to, because that's what we're doing anyway.
Adrian's not going anywhere.
I don't think Adrian's going to go anywhere. We still have him under contract. But Cody Bellinger, that's someone that you really want to bring up.
Yes.
You've been dying to bring him up. But I think that's another thing. I don't feel that they feel he is major league ready yet. They want to keep him down there. Plus, Adrian's still under contract for the next few years.
Yeah.
And Gold Glove at first base, and he's consistently consistent. The only thing that I feel has been hurting Gonzo is the shift. But he's still hitting 280.
He's fine. I don't think that we are doing there's no fire sale that's going to happen. It's going to be these small little pieces, moves. The Dodgers front office, they're smarter than we are apparently. We're still trying to figure that if that's true. I know that some of our friends on the internet and Twitter don't like the nerds, and we're kind of so-so on the nerds. I feel like they use
lasers.
They do use lasers. I feel like they've got a long-term plan, and I'm not freaking out about it. I think that they've really built the farm system up.
You know why you're not freaking out about it? Because you were old enough to remember the last time the Dodgers won a World Series.
Yes.
My entire life, like all of high school, early college, it was just heartbreak of losing NLCS after NLCS.
Yeah.
And going, hey, Russell Martin, Matt Kemp, Billingsley, Kershaw,
Sean Green.
Not Sean Green, who's part James Loney, like this core of players. Russell Martin, like, wow, these guys are young and we're making the NLCS.
Yeah.
We just need that one veteran guy. Manny came over, we're gonna do this, and we run into the Phillies.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about Kershaw and how amazing he's pitching today. While this episode's going on, he's warming up right now. He's got 122 strikeouts and 6 walks. I mean, this is insane.
He's plus 120 favorite to win the NL Cy Young.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and there's some other good pitchers in the group, but
yeah, and we're talking about Arrieta, and look again, we'll go back to Arrieta and how he's been amazing and he's been fantastic, and
great.
And what's his face, Max Scherzer. Scherzer like takes a no-hitter / perfect game into the 6th inning like every start.
Yeah.
But the Arrieta conversation, I feel that Arrieta would need, and I understand the Cy Young is a year-to-year award. Okay, I'm not going to judge Arrieta or Kershaw based on their careers in regards to the Cy Young for this year.
Yeah.
But for you to put Arrieta in the conversation of him being as great as Kershaw, Arrieta needs to be as great as Arrieta is being for a few years.
For 4 years.
Because it's not fair to Kershaw. And I think this is really fucking stupid. Again, I understand that every year the Cy Young is year to year based on that year, but it's not fair to Kershaw that Kershaw's compared to himself in previous years. Exactly. He's living in his own shadow.
Exactly. This is his
and
best.
Who else gets compared to Sandy Koufax every fucking night?
Exactly.
Nobody.
That's tough.
Yeah. It's like you're a photographer, okay? Guys, for those of you that don't know, Curtis is a photographer and he's an amazing photographer. Follow him on the Instagram. But it would be like me saying, oh, hey, Curtis, like your stuff's good, but it's not Ansel Adams good.
Well, I wouldn't want to be compared to Ansel Adams, but that's okay. I get what you're saying.
But you get what I'm saying. He was an amazing photographer.
And every night, Kershaw is Vin Scully out of his mouth. Every night is either a mistake where he calls Kershaw Koufax. That happened.
Do you think like?
I think Vin Scully thinks Kershaw is Koufax.
Right, but do you think Vin's having like dementia now?
No.
Like, do you think that's what it is?
I think he's just sees
because he's getting up there in age, and sometimes he says certain things, and I'm kind of like, Vin, are you okay?
I don't even care. As long as he doesn't call him a player that doesn't exist, he's calling him Koufax.
All right,
so that's okay. I don't care if Vin could be on his hospital bed doing games, and I would still.
When the
Vin.
Yankees come to town, he's going to mistake their catcher for Yogi Berra.
That would be funny. Okay, so let's talk about. So Kershaw's just amazing, right? And it's gonna and again we're talking about him all summer. What about Corey Seager though? I mean,
Corey Seager, Rookie of the Year candidate. I mean, he's hitting 285. He's got 15 home runs. Yeah. He's great at shortstop, and this guy is that spark plug that's in the Dodger lineup because again Gonzalez is consistently consistent, but what's hurting him is the shift. Jock. He's got the power, he's got the outfield presence, but he strikes out a ton. This guy's like our version of Adam Dunn. And you have Corey Seager, who doesn't have to contend with the shift because he doesn't hit it only to the second baseman, only to the shortstop. So the defense has to play him straight up, and this guy's finding gaps. And I feel that he could steal more bases. I think he only has 1 stolen base, but Dave Roberts hasn't shown to be which is odd because Dave Roberts was a base stealer himself, but Dave Roberts hasn't shown that the Dodgers are a club for stealing bases. Granted, our club overall is kind of slow. I mean, Jock, Seager, and Puig have wheels, but nobody else does. I mean, Grandal is so slow. AJ is so slow. I mean, Utley, as great as he's doing, age is catching up with him. Howie's not stealing bases. Gonzalez. Oh, what the fuck? Did you see that Gonzo tried to beat the shift by drag bunting the first the other night?
Awesome.
What the hell was that?
Drag bunting.
When I say it sarcastically. I'm being facetious. I'm being a dick on the internet.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Gonzo legit do this, bro. What are you doing?
This is our number 4 hitter, drag bunting.
Yes.
But he's tired of the shift, so I get it.
Yeah, I know. He's got to do something.
You got to do it.
But
Jock got a double one time doing that.
Digressing from the Corey Seager conversation, but a lot of people are talking about Story over in Colorado. Story had a
great season.
Corey had Story had a good opening season to hit 6 home runs in like 2 games.
He's got 17 homers.
He's got 17. All right, Corey's got 15, but he plays in Colorado, okay?
He does, yeah.
He plays in Colorado. If you put Seager and Story and you played them in San Diego, their numbers would be far worse because the ball doesn't travel in San Diego. You put both of them in Colorado, Corey might have 20 home runs in Colorado. And Dodger Stadium is a pitcher's ballpark. The ball does not travel there all that well. We're literally in a ravine. Chavez Ravine is literally a ravine.
Yeah.
Air pressure comes down.
Pit.
The ball does not travel there.
Exactly. He's looking great. I mean, it's going to be an interesting kind of neck and neck, I think, with him and Trevor Story regardless. I mean, but I think Seager's going to he's just the most dependable person in the lineup right now.
Yeah.
He's the guy who every time he comes up, I want to watch what happens. And it used to be Puig that way. When Puig's first year, it was like, oh, what's Puig going to do? Now it is Corey Seager. I'm excited about this guy. I mean, every time he comes to the plate, I'm tuning in. I'm stopping what I'm doing. I'm going to watch what he's doing. He's the only guy in the lineup that I think consistently pitchers don't know what to do with all the time because he can hit the ball all over the field. Like you said, he's hitting the ball in the gaps too. He's not just hitting home runs. And when he gets out, he's hitting the ball hard. He doesn't get cheated on his swings, and he's got such a great swing. It's amazing. So I really think, we're in for some exciting stuff for him the rest of the summer. Are we contenders or pretenders?
Oh, pretenders, 100%.
So this is
100%. I mean, you would need, again, 5 guys in your everyday lineup cannot be hitting under 230. Your everyday catcher cannot be hitting 180.
So do we fire our
hitting coach?
Yeah. Again, Turner Ward became the hitting coach because McGuire. Everybody was calling for McGuire's head last year. It's like, let's get rid of McGuire. He's terrible. And now we got Turner Ward, and he doesn't know what to do with these guys either. They're all swinging. They just don't have good, solid, smart at-bats a lot of times, except for Utley always has smart at-bats. Seager is becoming more. But even Agon is having some at-bats that are questionable. So, is this Turner Ward's fault? Is he just hasn't penetrated into their brains? What's going on here?
A lot of it could also be that certain players are hurt and they're playing hurt. Like last year, one of the dumbest fucking things I thought was happening was it's late in the season. We're in the playoffs. Grandal has a shoulder injury and they're letting him swing. He might be hurt right now and we don't know. That's why he's hitting 180.
Is.
And then Turner had the knee surgery. They scoped out his knee. And now, over the last couple of weeks, his batting average has been getting better and he's squaring up the ball and he's hitting it hard. So maybe he's getting healthier. And then Howie had the leg issues. That's why,
So we're chalking this up on some injuries.
It could be a little bit of these guys playing hurt. And we're kind of depleted right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not freaking out yet. I think All-Star break will be the big time where we start talking about
the middle
that.
of July, if you're 9 games back,
they're done.
Done.
Yeah. Especially as the Giants have Cueto.
You and your...
All right, what's our gift of the day?
All right, our gift of the day, up in San Francisco, we go out there, we lose 2 of 3, but one of the great things is that the Golden State Warriors are like the flavor of the week in the Bay Area, and Trace Thompson's brother, Klay Thompson, who is on fire, this guy just makes it rain, was wearing a Dodger hat, and they put him on the Jumbotron, and the city of San Francisco booed him, and he laughed it off because he's like, you love me, all right, you love me.
That's great,
I'm wearing a Dodger hat, and you love me. And hopefully we can treat Jared Goff the same way.
Well, he wore Dodger
gear at the thing, and Puig caught the ball. Yeah. So hopefully Jared Goff could light it up for us, and he could wear Giants hats at Dodger games all he wants.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Hey, you start winning football games on Sundays, I don't think people are going to give a shit.
That was a bold move for Clay to wear the Dodgers hat to support his brother.
I would have done it too. Yeah, I would have done it too. And
of course you would have done it. You're a Dodger fan.
Absolutely.
Well, Clay's a Dodger fan too.
He's a Dodger fan too. They grew up out here. Yeah. Guys, but that's been our show. Don't forget to stalk us on Twitter at Besco Show. Find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, various podcast outlets. Give us some reviews. That's been our show, and you guys have a good night.